and we go back to Major's research here,
Right.
and I know that's where you're a student of, but 2 to 7 is a very, very integral part of the
Yeah.
body as well. Can you dive into that a little bit?
Sure. So there's several breaking off points in developmental nervous system. So when kids start to develop, we'll talk about milestones. Each milestone is a neurological developmental step. And those are all pre-programmed into our nervous system. There's a pre-programmed proprioceptive feedback loop that fires off at specific times so that we can hold our head up, we can crawl, we can sit, all those milestones are set and pre-programmed. So they're developmental. By the time you're around 18 months, right, you should hit all those milestones. What's so interesting, what I find so interesting is that not only is that 18-month the cutting off point for that, but it's also between 18 months and 24. This is all pre-programmed into our system. And then I'm going to bring my little friend here. Okay, here's my little cranium. And so all the cranium has are these little fontanelles, soft spots, right? And the whole idea of these soft spots are to allow the cranium to expand. Well, guess when the last fontanelle closes? 18 months.
18 months.
So we've got that window, that first 2 years, we lay the foundation. Now you're talking about 2 to 7. And now that's when we have to integrate the system, right? So by the time you're age 6, you have created an integrated nervous system that actually, barring any traumas or any major damage or disease processes, that's the nervous system you're going to live with for the rest of your life. So the first 2 years, you lay the foundation. The next 5 years is when you actually integrate the system. So by the time you're age 6, they talk about that the programming of the subconscious and the nervous system is pretty much set in the first 6 years of life. So those first 7 years, you're taking a nervous system, you're then developing it, you're laying a foundation, you're creating literally potential, right? You're creating potential, and then you're taking that potential, you're integrating that potential, and then you're done. You know, you're like, if you ask your mom, and I know my kids have asked me too, my older daughter said, you know, was I like this when I was a kid? You know, I've done so much work on myself and I've done all this. And I'm like, yeah, you're the same person that you were as a kid. You have developed other educated mindsets around it. But the way you adapt to whatever you've learned in your environment was set when you were a little kid. And so that's why that point is so important.
I think that explanation was perfect. And that's where we have to jump in here, guys.